Come on, this has got to do something. Oh, yes it did. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we are back in Floating Sandbox, and today, we are going to be continuing our build of this ship here. So yeah guys, let's get into the video. Alright, so before we start building anything, I want to talk about your guys' suggestions for this video. So in the last video, I asked you guys to leave some suggestions for this video when we start building the interior, getting the compartments in place, and finalizing some of the exterior stuff. And you guys really did deliver. So thank you, each and every one of you. I have read through your comments, and I'm going to go through a select few of them here. So let's go ahead and let's start with Jelly. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name there. But they want to see 8 compartments. They want to see a gantry davit and some masts on the stern and the bow. Now, the gantry davit, I'm not going to add that for this ship because, I mean, this ship is so small, we don't really need a gantry davit. But the 8 compartments could be good, and yeah, why not? We'll add a mast on the stern and the bow, so thank you very much, Jelly. Alright, so our second suggestion comes in from the Ocean Channel 2, and they want to see a pool on the top deck. Yeah, this is something I want to do. I think that'll add some actual flavor to the top deck, instead of just being a flat, lifeless piece of wood. So, yeah, good suggestion, the Ocean Channel 2, and it's definitely going on the ship. Let's move on to the next suggestion. They want to see a cafe kind of like Titanic's with the vines and stuff. So yeah, I like that too. So why don't we go ahead, we'll put that in when we get to that area. And I think maybe that upper deck area will be good for a cafe sort of space like that. So let's go ahead and let's put that on the list of things to do for today's video. Now, another suggestion comes in from Maxwell Game Starline. So they want to see 10 compartments and 2 funnels. Now, I think 10 compartments is a little overkill, but I've seen so many people want more than just 1 funnel. So, yes, I will put in 2 funnels, but I'm not going to put in that many compartments. I think between 7 and 8 should be at least our maximum. So, yes, thank you very much, Maxwell Game Starlines. Alright, so the last suggestion I will feature here comes in from Owen the Pro. They suggest that we have a main power room with cables running out of it that connect to lights in the ship. I love this idea, and I know it's possible, so this could be really cool. Now, I've never worked with any electronics in games, so this could be a learning experience that could go horribly or could go pretty well. Probably not in this video, but maybe in the next episode of building the ship, we'll get to power and electronics. So let's go ahead and let's start building the ship. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is add another funnel. You guys were very, very strong about me adding another funnel, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and add another funnel. Alright, so there we are. Now we've got the second funnel put in place, and you may have noticed it's a bit shorter than the forward one, and I've done that deliberately because usually the forward funnel is taller than the aft funnel. Don't know why, but it is. So, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and build in the uptake. So, this should only take a few seconds because it's very, very simple. So, there we are. And I think all we have to do is fix these beams here. So, just going to go ahead and put these in very nicely. Now you can see it's a solid color, but we're going to fix that. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is fill in that space there. Now, the one last thing, actually, so I've got to open up the actual funnel because it was still enclosed. Alright, so there we are. So now we've got that uptake in place, and we've got the beams fixed. So now we can add the engine room ventilation back in. So we're just going to build that somewhere over in this area right here. So I'll kind of just draw this in so you can see. There we are. So we'll add it in somewhere there. So I didn't really like the ventilation I had before, so what I'm going to do is make it a lot smaller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this eraser tool, just make a line all the way down, kind of take care of that there. It's going to be a little sloppy, I know, but we'll clean it up, we'll make it look nice. And there we are. Now all I have to do is make a few adjustments, so it's not obviously just a white square. And there we are. So now that's set up, but we're not quite done. We have to actually add in the little openings at the top. So let me just quickly do that. Okay, there we are. So now we've got the grate on top, or the opening on top, and then we have it going right down into the ship. So that means we're going to go ahead and start with the bulkhead. So let's do somewhere between 7 and 8. That sounds like a good number. Now, bulkheads, we're going to make them out of double thick steel. So something like that, because, I mean, they're watertight bulkheads. They're not supposed to be thin or whatever. I mean, they're really supposed to hold back the water. Alright, so we've got our forepeak, we've got our first cargo hold. Let's do another cargo hold right here. And this area right here is where we're going to have our boiler room. So it's very important we have that space. And I'm actually going to make this watertight bulkhead 3 blocks wide, so it's nice and even. Then I'm going to build in this bulkhead here, because this one right over here is actually going to be for the other boiler room. We're going to have 2 boiler rooms, one right here and then one over here. So we'll build in those in a minute. And now we're going to have the engine room. So we're going to enclose this big space off, so you can see this space just over the ventilation is going to be the engine room. And then we're going to have like a few storage holds as well as some water tanks. Okay, with just a little bit of tweaking, we're all set to go. Now I've just added in 2 coal bunkers as well to the boiler room. So obviously they can shovel coal into the boiler and make it run. So there we go. So let's run over all of these bulkheads as they stand. We've got the forepeak, we've got a cargo hold, another cargo hold, another cargo hold. We've got a main sterile access, we've got a coal bunker, boiler room, another boiler room, coal bunker, engine room. We've got storage, and we have the water tanks. So there we are. So we've got our lower bulkhead areas, and now we're going to build the bulkheads up to the upper deck, so into the main hull area, not just the below waterline area. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We're going to have a very nice space for the engine room as well. That'll be very nice, because look at that huge space. But anyways, there we are. We've got all of our bulkheads built up, and I think that should be good. So let's count them here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, we were able to get 10. So we're going to have it just like Maxwell wanted it. So that is very good. So yeah, I originally thought that 10 watertight compartments was going to be overkill, but no, it looks perfectly fine. So we're just going to run with it. And I'm going to go ahead and save this, and well, we're going to test sink it, because why not? Okay, so it did drop into the water just a little bit, so I think it is a bit heavy now. I mean, it would make sense. We just added a lot of heavy bulkheads into the ship. But that does look pretty nice. I think what I'll do is I'll raise the anti-fouling paint up a little bit, but other than that, we should be good. So let's go ahead and let's really stress test this thing. So instead of just traditionally sinking it, I'm going to split it into multiple compartments and see if it holds on. So here we go, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've split the ship into multiple pieces, and we'll see if it stays afloat. Now the bow, that's going to stay afloat. It's got plenty of compartments. The mid-sections, I don't think so. Maybe this section here, and maybe just barely this one here. This one's going down. But these stern bits are holding on pretty well, just like the bow bits. Okay, so other than those mid-sections, if this ship were to get hit by another ship, and the watertight doors were closed, we'd be good. So that is very good to see. Now let's go ahead, let's hop back into the shipbuilder and keep building this ship. So let's go ahead and let's add in some masts, because I know that we need to add some of those. So let's go ahead and build that in. So here we go. Let's make sure that we have it all even here. That looks nice. All right, there we go. And there we are. So now that we have that, we've got to add some ropes in. So let me go ahead and find that. Now, where is the ropes? Okay, so I wasn't able to find rope, but I guess cloth will work fine. So let's go ahead and let's add in some of that there. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to fix that up a little bit, because we can't just have it like that. So there we are, and I have to add in a few connections there so that it doesn't immediately break, because obviously that would be bad. Okay, so there we are. Let's bring that down, and we'll see how this runs. I'm going to have to test this before anything, obviously. So let's go ahead and save this and load it in. Oh, that is bad. I mean, the forward mast, that's fine, but the aft mast immediately collapsed. So that needs to be fixed. Let's strengthen that just a little bit. And I think I can see where the problem lies here. So Yeah, these connections are very weak, and I think it broke there. Let me just load it in again. Let's see. Oh, yes, they hold. So that is exactly what I want to see. But will they hold if we drop it from a high height? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some nice greenish kind of metal there, because we want it to look nice. And then we're going to fill it in with water. So let's go ahead and fill it on in here, because obviously we want this to be a nice little pool that is filled with water. So there we are. I actually might make a slant here in the water. You know, like a regular pool would have, some stairs or something going up. Look at that. That is very nice. So we've got a bit of a slant. We got a deep end. We got a shallow end. Very good. Let's go ahead and let's actually add in the decks in the hull, because I've been waiting to do that for quite a while. Alright, so there we are. So I've saved you the time of watching me count everything to make sure it's spaced correctly. But we've got 3 decks in the main portion of the ship, as well as 1 deck down in the anti-fouling area. So very, very nice. We've got a lot of space to work with there. And I can't wait to start adding in cabins and interior. Now, I want to get to that cafe. Now, I'm not going to put it anywhere in the hull of the ship, so let's do something more towards the front of the ship. And I'm thinking just under the bridge. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's add in a door. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to put 1 block there, and then I'm going to go to wood. Obviously, the wood that's not going to affect water flow. But I'm going to put some in there, and that looks like an open door. Very cool. Now I'm going to make a bit of a baseboard right there. That looks pretty nice. And actually, stop everything, because what if I... Oh, wow. Yes. Yes, 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 yes to what I'm doing right now. I am adding wood planks into the deck. That is very nice. Very nice indeed. Now that is very professional looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take... Oh, that was the wrong tool. I'm going to... Oh, that is the wrong tool again. Wow, okay. There we are. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put a different color wall in, because I was going to use that color. But now that I'm using it for the deck, that would kind of contrast weirdly. So, yeah, let me add in another color. Now, I may use Lego. And the reason I may use that is because it looks a little bit nice when it comes to this interior portion. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. So let's go ahead and let's add in those vines. So let's go ahead and add those in right here. Very nice. I always like building like this. It's a really relaxing experience. You get to just build a ship that you enjoy making. And it's yours. It's nobody else's. It's a nice little design. But actually, in this case, it's all of our ship because, I mean, you guys are helping out with it. So that is very nice. I do appreciate your help because, I mean, it really does make this ship one of a kind. Now what I'm going to do is add a bit of randomness to this. So I might just kind of remove some of this. There we are. That is almost there. There we are. That looks pretty decent. I like that. Let's go ahead and add in some false windows onto that wall. Actually, maybe we'll add in a door right over here, sort of. There we are. Very nice. Good. Okay, so we got some chairs. We've got some vines on the wall. We've got a bit of a door there. So this is looking pretty good, but we still need a window. So let's add a window here. Now, yes, this window will be able to break once water gets onto it, which will be really cool because it'll let in water, and that's what we want to see with flooding. So, yeah, and I'll add in some windows right here for the bridge as well, because, I mean, the bridge needs windows. I mean, how are you going to sail the ship without windows? Because that would be crazy. What I might do is I might interchange the green for the vines with a different color as well, because I've got this green wood as well, which looks nice. So when we interchange it, it could look cool. So I'm going to add in some of that up here as well. Okay, so yeah, this ship settles in the water a lot more than it used to. So in the next video, I'll have to fix up the anti-fouling line, but we'll do that later. So as you can see, it looks nice. We've got a cafe. We've got some more bridge details. We've got an officer's quarters. We've got 2 funnels. We've got masts. We've got a bunch of stuff. and we're going to sink it, and we're going to use explosions once again, because why not? However, this time I have turned up the blast radius, so here we go, and detonate. Wow, it didn't even do that much damage, so let me go ahead and turn up the blast radius and blast power even more. Come on, this has got to do something. Oh, yes it did. Holy cow. Wow. Can we do that again? Let's see what happens. Oh, wow, look at that. That is crazy. So I think this may sink the ship. Here we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is all melted. I turned up the blast heat like crazy, so I'm not surprised. Oh my gosh. Well, there goes the cafe. Uh-oh, let's detonate it as well. Bye. It just, ignited. Let's do a very large explosion with a lot of bombs, and we'll see what happens. This will probably do a lot of damage. Oh, yes it will. Folks, we have officially broke the ship's back. And why not, for good measure, make sure it's definitely going to sink. Here we go. Yep, it's done. So, yeah. Now, I should also mention, I have gotten a lot of suggestions for ship names, and I will come back to those at the end of this ship build. So, once we complete the ship, I'll name it. And I'll use one of your guys' suggestions. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.